Another day, another dollar, another December day. Every day is a party.
Every day is a party. Even some of us that couldn't move an inch, those of us with left feet are now, hey,
Biri Maroon.
hey,
You are there. You're
we are
up die.
within, up dice.
Up die.
So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic.
We are getting deeper and deeper into the December feel.
Yes.
We are getting closer to Family Day. We're getting closer to Christmas itself. We are getting closer to the next year.
We're getting
And
closer
how
to
blessed are we
2025.
to actually see another December? How blessed are we to potentially see a 2025? Yeah.
It's crazy, hey? People take these things for granted. Just waking up is a blessing. Having a roof over your head is a blessing. Us coming to work
is a blessing. Having a job
Having
is a blessing.
a job is a
In
blessing.
2024,
Exactly.
where times are tough.
Times are tough, so we cannot be taking these things for granted. We should be, enjoying every minute as it comes. Because I think, there's a Bible verse that says that God has given us, what is it? I'm forgetting it. But it's basically saying that He gives us that curiosity to know what's in the future, what lies ahead. And we cannot fathom what He does for us.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I will get back to it like after the break. I'll read the actual Bible verse. But yeah, it's so beautiful that yes, we want to know what lies ahead in future. But God is like, no, that will spoil the surprise.
I forgot now. No. It says, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. I think that's what it says.
Your word is a lamp unto my feet and
yeah.
We are Christian, we swear. We know our Bible.
So basically what you just said, that scripture basically says that your word, you need to read a word so it can light up that step. Just that step.
Yes.
It's a light unto my feet. When you
Literally
walk,
my feet.
When you walk, you take a step. So when you get the word for that day, is the light only for this step. Now tomorrow you must take another word to light up the next step.
I always see it as like either stairs or like a really, really dark path. But you only need to see the step in front of you.
Yes, that's what I wanted to explain initially.
So
God works like that. You're not going to see the whole, you have now 99 years left.
Hey.
You can't now see everything in this 99
Not even
years.
the doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Imagine if you knew that by the time you were this age, you're going to be a billionaire. You would not act right.
You would not.
I would not act right.
It's the same as when our parents say, our parents don't tell us who's going to inherit what.
Yes.
Whose part of the estate is this. Because if you knew that your parents were going to leave you 3 million and the house in Ausblick and a jet, you would potentially kill your parents so you can
you'd
inherit.
Kill your parents, or you wouldn't even learn the value of working hard.
Yeah.
You would not even, because you'd be like, why do I need to work hard? I'm going to inherit 3 million anyway. You know? So even if God, like, I know I'm going to be rich and famous and successful, but these steps now, what's happening now, is meant to humble me so that when that time comes, you know how to manage those things. You don't take them for granted.
Yes.
Because if you don't learn certain steps or certain things in the period that you're in, once it gets to where you need to be, you will mismanage, you will mishandle, and everything in between. So it's just one of those things where we need to be grateful for the lessons that we're learning now.
Yeah, you need to be prepared for you to get to where you're meant to be.
Exactly.
Everything, every challenge, every win, every loss that you encounter on your journey is potentially preparing you for a bigger and a
brighter destiny.
So
enjoy
sometimes
the
it's not.
journey.
Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you just die.
But just enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
They say that there's fun in not knowing, or something like that, something along those lines. Because if you knew everything, if you knew how everything was supposed to happen or was going to happen, the way it was going to happen, where's the fun in that?
Sometimes
where's
you
the
just
adventure?
need to let go and trust.
Yes.
And I think that's where a lot of us fail.
We fail.
We don't have the trust. We can't trust. And I understand, because how do you expect me to trust without seeing?
Without seeing.
I need to know.
is evidence of things not seen.
Exactly.
But also, just wrapping it up quickly, you know, I was going to say, if you knew everything and how everything was going to happen, you wouldn't even have those moments. Imagine now you're a millionaire. It's like, Chomi, remember back then? Because now a lot of us even talk about how times were tough when we were university students.
Yeah.
Remember, it's like, when you're waiting for your parents to send money, what. Those moments make for, you know, reminiscing. Like you're reminiscing on the good times and all of that.
Yeah.
So we just need to enjoy the journey. We'll look back on these moments one day and, you know, we'd miss these times. It's like, you know, because now you're rich and famous, you're going to miss these simple times where you just wake up and nobody knows you. Now everybody,
you know, people miss
you.
going to the shop, like the Kardashians. They can't go to the normal shop. They can't go to Checkers.
Exactly.
This
is why they sometimes, you know, go and work at McDonald's for a day and just to get the normal experience.
Yeah.
So we'll miss these days.
Even if it's this normal experience, it won't be normal.
It won't be normal because everybody's still like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the time comes.
Yeah.
That's how we need to enjoy these moments now. Yeah. Delulu is the Salulu. We'll be right back with our top stories right after this.
Love.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
In the first of our stories, imagine walking into a family Thanksgiving dinner thinking it's just going to be your family and boom, there's your ex.
It's giving the Kardashians with Scott.
Drama. But anyway, a woman was flabbergasted after taking her new boyfriend to a family dinner only to discover her mother had invited her ex-fiancé who cheated on her. Breakups are never easy, but people usually get through them with the help of their family and friends. One 27-year-old woman who found out her fiancé was cheating on her with a co-worker thought she could rely on her family for support after the humiliating and devastating ordeal, but her mother was oddly neutral about it. After choosing to break up with her fiancé, her mom told her everyone makes mistakes and asked if she was perhaps overreacting, but she remained determined to move on from her ex. Now she's in a healthy, loving relationship with her boyfriend, who she described as not wealthy like her ex, but loyal, kind, and hardworking. Unfortunately, her mother disapproves. On Reddit, the woman explained, "She once told me, he's nice, but he's not exactly husband material, is he?" And made comments like, "Your ex could have provided you with such a comfortable life. I brushed it off because I know my mom can be superficial, and I didn't want to let it ruin our relationship." At US tradition Thanksgiving, the woman was excited to introduce her boyfriend to her family, but upon arrival was stunned to see her ex sitting at the table laughing with her siblings like nothing had happened. This left her boyfriend confused and the woman anxious. She quickly asked her mother why her ex was there, who boldly admitted she'd invited him because he's practically family. The woman reminded her of the pain her ex caused her and that she thought she brought her boyfriend. But her mother told her boyfriend isn't exactly Thanksgiving material, while her ex belonged there, loud enough for the woman's boyfriend to overhear. She continued, "I was furious. I told her that if my ex stayed, we were leaving. She rolled her eyes and said, 'Don't be dramatic. It's not like you're still dating him. Be an adult and get over it.' After that, the couple left, leaving the woman's mother furious and accusing her of embarrassing her in front of an important guest. Now the woman's family is bombarding her with some saying she overreacted, while a few others are actually on her side and equally stunned by her mom's antics."
The mom is rude.
She's very rude.
The mom is rude. The mom is toxic. The mom is inconsiderate.
Yes.
Why are you inviting my ex, bruh?
She's selfish because she's just doing it for herself.
we broke up. And why do you still want to be in touch with my ex?
My ex.
Do you want him or then have him?
Especially after he cheated. It's one thing.
He hurt my feeling, bro.
Yes.
Like deeply so, that I had to leave him.
And then you still invite him and then you go on to say in front of my boyfriend that he's not Thanksgiving material. What does that even mean?
And you say that this new boyfriend of mine, he's not
He's not
husband material.
He can't provide you with the life that I know you deserve. How do you know what I want?
How do you know what I desire? I know you. Sometimes we just need to put our mothers in their places.
We
guys.
need to put them in check.
And I know it's hard, but sometimes mothers can really be toxic.
Yes.
They are the ones who feed the children with all this nonsense. So and so is bewitching you. So and so is what. So and so. And you know you are most likely to believe it when it comes from your mother.
From your mom, because why would
you
your mom
think,
lie to you?
yes, it's coming from a good place. No, it doesn't.
I'm just
Sometimes our
lucky.
mothers project
exactly.
what they are feeling towards the children. No, it's not right, guys.
I'm just lucky. My mom is like, the ball is in your court. And that puts so much pressure on me. I'm like, what do you mean? I have to make my own choice. What do you mean? You're my mom. And she's like, the ball is in your court.
Yeah.
So my sister and I, we always have this running joke of she will aggressively throw the ball and she'll be like, the ball is in your court.
Yeah, do something.
Do something. And it's like, what do I do? Do I kick it? Do I throw it? What do I do?
Yeah. So, yeah, no, even as young mothers, particularly you and other young mothers, please do not subject your children to your own hatred towards other people.
And stop living vicariously through your children.
Yes.
It's not right.
It's not right. If you always wanted to be a doctor and you've messed up your time, you've missed your opportunities.
Don't force that on your doctor.
Don't
on
face,
your child.
yes, let it be.
Let your child make their own mistakes and learn from them, because you learned from your mistakes.
Yes.
So let your children do the same, because they're going to hate you. They're going to have that resentment.
Yeah. Nonetheless, we move over to somebody who I love to talk about. Internationally acclaimed comedian and former host of The Daily Show, Trevor Noah, has announced the release of his new book, Into the Uncut Grass, that is scheduled, that already hit the shelf. It was available as of the 8th of October. The book follows the success of his memoir, Born a Crime, which charts his personal story and the injustices he faced while growing up half black, half white in South Africa under and after apartheid. It further evokes excitement as audiences are reminded of Noah's storytelling abilities, showcasing his signature humor and inviting both children and adults into immerse themselves in it. Taking it to social media to share his excitement, he said, "My new book, Into the Uncut Grass, is intended for young readers and any adults who are still young at heart. It comes out on the 8th of October, he explained. He also said that the book is infused with the author's signature wit and imagination in collaboration with visionary artist Sabina Han. It's said to be a tale for readers of all ages, to be read aloud or read online." So that is the book. It's a children's book. He was saying it's a children's book because I watched all his interviews where he did his press tour. He went to the Kelly Clarkson. He went to Drew
Barrymore show.
Yeah, he went to Jimmy Kimmel's show.
Next he's going to be on the Aina Reza
He
show.
should.
The Master show. Hey?
You know, that's my dream. I've always wanted to have an Aina Reza show.
Really?
Yeah, like I think for me, I see myself as a talk show host.
Okay.
Like not like a real presenter, but
no, we are talk show hosts.
Yes, like yeah. So,
and one thing about these people, they will name their shows after them.
Yes.
The Wendy Williams show.
Yes.
The Kelly Clarkson show. The Drew Barrymore show.
Yes, it's my show.
The Tyra Banks show. Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey show.
Oprah Winfrey show.
Yeah. But nonetheless, let's have a look at this exciting interview and we will see you shortly.
Mr. Boshoff, could you please tell us how long you've been a part of the Neopaints journey and how your journey started?
Yes, our journey started in 2016. We bought the company from the previous owners, myself and two private equity funds. And so it's basically 7 years now, getting into the paint industry and the manufacturing industry at that time. So been part of the journey now for 7 years. Been quite a hectic journey. I think everybody remembers that just during 2016, 2017, the construction industry in Namibia went into quite a severe recession. So yeah, it's been an interesting time, given the 70 years that the paint factory has existed.
All right. And how do you feel the environment has changed since the time you started up until now?
Yeah, I think if you look at the whole Namibian environment, I think everybody's experienced significant change. You know, we've gone through COVID, 2-3 hectic years. Since then, we've gone through a period where, there's been a lot of turmoil over the last year or so, almost 2 years, with regard to everything happening in Europe. And then we can see that there's been a massive, what we can call as a consolidation in the paint industry in the world. So the big international companies has been gobbling up the smaller companies has been growing, and we can feel that pressure from international groups. So we see a lot more big players in the market that obviously wants to be in Namibia as well. I think everybody wants to be in Namibia, but yeah, we definitely see that environment of who the role players are, what the different types of paint, how the shift in more lower quality paints are coming through. So yes, it's been quite a interesting time that we've been through over the last few years.
All right. Well, in the 21st century, it's almost impossible to talk about change without technology. How has technology changed or progressed in your time with Neopaints? And of course, prior to acquiring Neopaints, you would have been keeping an eye on them. How do you feel that has changed?
Yeah, definitely. I think over the last few years, we've built a new factory. And on that factory, the processes and the technology that we use has improved and significantly. I think the biggest thing is that gives you data. And the more data you have, the more analysis and the more fine tuning, if I can call it that way, happens. So we have massive amounts of data that we currently work with. Everything was extremely stable. I would say even up to 5 years ago. Now, with everything happening in the world, you have daily and weekly and monthly fluctuations, and you need to understand at any given day what is your business doing and where's your profitability and what is every batch that you manufacture, what is the cost of every batch of every raw material going into that batch. That's something I want to say 5-10 years ago that you looked at once a year. Now you do it daily, and you need to understand exactly what is happening on your business, and you need the data to highlight it for you, so that you can make quick and fast decisions.
All right. Now, looking into the future, what do you feel is next on the Neopaints journey?
I think Namibia. I think everybody's very excited about what seems to going to be happening in Namibia, and so are we. I think we are going to experience a lot more pressure from globalization. I think we're going to be exposed a lot more to international role players, not just in the paint sector, but companies that's going to invest in Namibia if the oil industry and the green hydrogen industry takes off like we expect it's going to do. So I think we need to be prepared as Namibian companies to interact, compete, and service these international role players to a very, very professional standard. And that's what we expect, and that's what we are planning for in the future.
All right. Now, speaking of the future, what role do you personally see yourself playing in the future success of Neopaints?
That's a very good question. It depends on whether you're going to tell my age or not. So yes, no, look, like I said, I'm one of the shareholders in the company. So you know, we plan to be around for a while, you know, and we're planning to expand and grow and the company, and also not just in Namibia, you know. So for us and for me personally, if I can say that, then hopefully, you know, we've weathered the storm over the last few years, and now we can experience the positive environment that Namibia is going to go into over the next few years.
All right. Now, of course, you're a shareholder, so due diligence is a part of your job. But just from an emotional perspective, have you grown more fond of Neopaints outside just the business, just the people you work with, after, you know, taking over?
Look, I think any business that you work in, you become family. You know, if you don't, then I think there's something wrong with you. And the same happened with me. So you're very close to the people that you work with. It's a manufacturing environment, you know, so there's a lot of things happening, and there's a lot of activity. And if you don't trust one another, and if you're not part of the people, then you've got a problem. So yes, I've been very blessed with the people that we've worked with over the last few years. And if you look at the generations coming in and how they develop, you know, I do really see a very bright future. There's a lot of young Namibians that come into the company, professional people, and it's unbelievable to see how they develop, and I think the wonderful opportunities that exist for them. So yes, no, from an emotional point of view, it's tough not to get very emotionally attached to everybody in the company, you know, and to the brand. I mean, it's just such an amazing brand that is so iconic in Namibia, and you just experience it every day that you're in the industry.
Nice, yes, certainly. Very heartwarming. And just the last thing, we spoke about, you know, how Neopaints would adapt, you know, how Neopaints has been adapting. But with regards to the future, just a small word on what you feel, without any restrictions, Neopaints' potential is.
Look, I think our potential is to a large degree still linked to Namibia's future. You know, it's very difficult to perform in a country or an environment that is not performing, and that's what makes me very positive. I think where we are now as a nation is very promising to me. So I'm very optimistic about what happens in Namibia. But yes, I think with technology and globalization, the opportunity to be part of an industry worldwide has developed significantly over the last few years, and we are really trying to tap into it, you know, so that we're not an isolated company in Namibia that doesn't know what's happening in the world. So we've really reached out to international role players and firms across the world, which we contact with on a daily basis. So I think getting that interaction and that exposure, and that is very valuable for us, and that will stand us in good stead going into the future.
All right. And of course, you know, working in Southern Africa, you never work in a vacuum. What's it like working across borders or potentially collaborating with other companies?
There's always very good opportunity. I think over the last few years, just because of the worldwide environment, you know, we were reaching out and we were looking at opportunities across Southern Africa, and then it sort of got stuck and got on hold, like I think a lot of companies did. But yes, we're definitely reaching out. There's definitely opportunities, and hopefully in the future, you know, you'll be the first ones to know. So
awesome. Thank you, Victor.
That interview was very cutesy,
Very mindful.
very demure. Even the smile at the end, you know, that's how you have a money conversation.
Yes.
It just oozes
Just oozes.
riches and opulence.
Oh, opulence. Love. Anyway, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Smell the Coffee. But this is not goodbye from us. You'll be seeing this again real soon.